As the debate over critical race theory heats up, there's growing and intense resistance from parents and teachers across the country. One conservative group launched a new effort to create a big family lobby to pressure politicians to vote for family interests and values. Check it out.
Being a dad is about having fun, but it's also about sacrificing. And as dads, we wouldn't have it any other way. But you know what? Politicians are making it harder to be awesome. They're teaching our kids that America is evil, and instead of protecting our kids online, they're protecting the porn companies. And now, they're trying to destroy our daughter's sports by allowing boys to compete against them. So what are we as parents to do to help stop this madness? We do what every other group does. We organize and we engage in politics. But where do families turn when politicians are causing them problems? They turn to American Principles Project.
Joining me now is the founder and president of American Principles Project, Terry Schilling. Terry, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Buck. Thanks for having me on.
All right, man, tell us about this. Tell us why you started this group, what brought you to this moment, and what you've described as the NRA for families.
It's very simple, Buck. So, it's obvious the threats and the assault, all the assaults against the American family across the country. Our schools are teaching our kids that America is evil, that their parents are racist. They're introducing all these weird, sexual gender ideology stuff on our kids and putting boys in our girls' sports, and no one's stopping them. There's a handful, but it hit me about a year and a half ago that everyone in D.C. has a special interest arm that's fighting for them, that's getting the bad guys unelected and getting their allies elected, except for the American family. You got big oil, big pharma, big tech, you got all these bigs, but there's no big family. And so we wanted to found the Big Family, a NRA-style membership organization to get families active and engaged in politics to where, if you're opposing school choice, or if you're fighting for critical race theory in schools, or any of this crazy stuff, we're going to come after you. Just as the NRA puts gun owners after you, we're going to come after you, and we're going to get you unelected for hurting our kids.
So, is this a pact for traditional family issues? Is that a fair way to describe it?
It's tough to put my finger on what traditional is anymore. But it's not your typical social issues, right? The real audience for this big family that we're building here is anyone, parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, who is upset about what's happened to their kids' education, right? Even if your schools were open this past fall or this past spring and fall, your kids were your 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, they're all forced to wear masks. And your school board didn't care. They told you to shut up and sit down. This is geared towards those families that are upset about, they feel powerless. They're upset about what's happening to their kids in schools, and anyone really that's concerned about their kids' education as well. So we're going beyond those traditional social issues. We'll be focusing on some of those as well, but we're really trying to take back the education system and protect our kids.
Is CRT and the recognition of critical race theory indoctrination, as it's being shown to be the case in so many places across the country, would you say that's the primary reason that's motivated you to pull this together and try to organize to push back?
Well, I'd say it's a couple things. When the coronavirus hit America, parents across the country were just totally ignored and dismissed by their local school boards, and their schools remained shut down because that's what the teachers unions wanted. So I'd say that the primary motivator here is school choice and pushing back against the teachers unions. And, the school boards were designed to hold schools and teachers accountable by parents in the local community. And the teachers unions have really flipped it on its head. But critical race theory and opposing that will be a huge thrust of this effort, as well as fighting the left on these crazy gender ideology things that they're teaching our kids. I mean, we've got 3-year-old toddlers, who are transgender now. It's absolutely crazy. We didn't have that up until a few years ago. So we're fighting on all these fronts because they're a direct assault on the ability of parents to raise their kids according to the values that they want to instill in them, not the state and not these wacko progressives.
And how has this been received so far? What are some of your plans to grow the project here, the American Principles Project, and try to get this to become something that I don't know if we'd say the teachers unions fear, but that they certainly have to be aware of? We're not
And
trying to
we
scare
wanna make
anybody
them-
here, right? We just want a voice. Go ahead.
We just want them to compete with us. We
Right.
want to have to hold them accountable. So look, we're going everywhere and anywhere to get this video, get our plan in place, and get as many people to sign up as possible. We want to approach the NRA's style or the NRA's level of membership. And that's huge. So we got our work cut out for us, but I'm going to be going across the country, speaking at every type of event I can possibly do. We're going to be having our members who have already signed up. We're really hitting a stride here. We've got hundreds of people that have just signed up in the first few hours, and we're very excited. So we're going to do meet and greets with our members. We have a family meeting, our first family meeting that's coming up this upcoming Monday with Senator Tom Cotton. We're going to talk about critical race theory and how to fight back against that. But I got to get this message out there. The NRA took a long time to build. I think that the assaults and the threats against our families is so dire right now, and they're so in your face that I think we might be able to build this thing a little bit quicker than they were able to. Plus, we got the internet, great way to communicate. And, it's been received so well, Buck. We've got over 100,000 views of our ad across all the platforms. So it's being received very well, and we're very excited about the momentum generated.
You mentioned specifically digging in on the school choice issue, which I always feel like is just it's a winning issue for conservatives and for people that just believe in individual and family freedom. Doesn't get as much attention in Republican politics as I think it should. You tell us what is the state of that issue right now? It feels like it's not getting much attention, and given what we've seen with the teachers' unions throwing their weight around during lockdowns, one would think at least it's possible to shine the light on this a bit more and get people to understand that we need more accountability for the education system to the parents and to the students across the board.
Buck, you're exactly right. But what accountability is in politics is it's getting people elected and unelected based on certain issues. And what we've seen with the school choice issue is we've had great people leading on this. They've made great arguments. They've done great research, but no one has put this issue into politics, campaigns, and elections. No one has lost an elected position over their opposition to school choice. However, the school board, or the teachers' unions have been involved in these types of races, and they will make sure that if you support school choice, that you lose your race. So part of the thrust of this entire effort with the big family is to start getting people elected and unelected when they oppose school choice, or get them elected when they support school choice. Politicians, as we all know, only care about one thing, and that is getting reelected and elected. So we're gonna play into that dynamic that our founding fathers so preciously built and put the people in control over, and we're going to take advantage of that and use that to advance issues. But school choice would have gone a lot farther if people started losing their elections for not voting and supporting it.
Terry, how many kids do you have?
I've only got 5 kids right now. I'm hoping to add a few more here in the coming years.
He is a busy man, folks.
God gives us
5, count them, Terry. Good to see you. Good luck with this. We'll talk to you again about it soon.
Thanks, Buck. We'll see you soon.